Valley Talk on News Talk 1580 KGAL.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome once again to Real Estate Talk. I am your host, Dave Pautsch of RE/MAX Integrity. This is 1580 KGAL. We are live this beautiful, rainy Oregon winter Thursday morning, broadcasting from the Albany studios of KGAL K-Show Radio at the old library building, the home of Silver Falls Dermatology. We'll start the show today with a question. Are you hungry? If you are, do you want to taste on us? That's a $10 Quiznos gift certificate for the first person this hour to email dave@kgal.com and mention Taste on Us. Now, that is Dave Adams. That is not me. But dave@kgal.com. Send your email in this hour, Taste on Us, and you'll get a $10 Quiznos gift certificate for the Albany Quiznos store. And I do still have copies available of the National Association of Realtors guides for buyers and sellers. Simple for you to get those. Just like us on Facebook here at Real Estate Talk on KGAL. That's facebook.com/Real Estate Talk on KGAL. And then send me an email, and I will send those files to you. You can get the buyer's guide, the seller's guide, or you can get both. Our subject today is tile. And my guests are Rick Brewer from the Tile Gallery and my favorite home stager and interior design specialist, Margaret Asilia from Creative Concepts and Contracting. That'll be coming up in the next segment. It's everything you always wanted to know about tile. We'll be talking about maybe some new products, all sorts of stuff. You know, when we have Margaret on the show, we can always fill an hour without too much trouble. And it's always good information and just in time for Christmas. But before we do that, let's get started with the real estate showcase. Again, just one home in the showcase today, and it is a preview listing, or a pocket listing, if you will. And as I explained last week, a pocket listing is when I actually have a listing agreement with the seller, but we haven't put it into the multiple listing service yet. And the reason that we haven't is because the lovely and talented Margaret Asilia met with the homeowner last week, went through, did a whole consultation to prepare them for staging. The homeowner has been diligently working, finishing up projects, and we're going to have photography this afternoon. That's Ryan Murphy of Marks in Time Photography, our own Ryan the Lion here at KGAL K-Show Radio, is going to be taking pictures for me. So I expect it to be on the market in the multiple listing in the next few days. But if you're looking for a home like this, the only way to get more information is to email me here at Real Estate Talk. This home is located in Spring Meadow, that's in Southwest Albany, 2,780 square feet, 4 bedrooms, 2.5 bath, and it is a very popular 2-story floor plan that was built in 2005 by Cornerstone Builders. So as you walk in the front door, there's a beautiful staircase heading to the upstairs. Down the main hall to your right, there's a formal living room with a gas fireplace and a formal dining room. Through a pocket door, you enter into the kitchen, which is open, has plenty of storage, including a pantry. The cabinetry is alder with stainless steel hardware. All the appliances are stainless steel, and the range is gas. Adjacent to the kitchen is a large family room, and then you head back down the main hall. There's a den or an office area. Now, this particular family is using that as a guest room, but there is no closet. It is actually designed to be an office, and it has the French doors with the glass. It's a very nice little space. Upstairs, 4 bedrooms, including a large master suite with dual sinks, a soaker tub, and a very spacious master walk-in closet. Also upstairs, the utility room. And I know my wife would love that. She'd love to have the laundry room where the laundry actually is. Keeps her from getting all that extra exercise in. It's a nicely built, well-maintained home, and it's going to be jumping into the competition here probably within the next couple of days. And as I said, until then, you're the only people that know about it. So don't keep it a secret, but if you want it, you got to let me know. The price, $254,900. So I do have Margaret with us today, and Margaret, you just went through the house and staged it. Anything you want to throw in?
Oh, this is a great floor plan, and the house was really in good condition, Dave, and so it was fun to work with your seller, but there wasn't much to do, and I love homes like that because they do sell easily and well, and it's a well-maintained home for the new buyer. So
there are 2 teenage daughters living in the house, so that was probably the biggest challenge.
Yeah, there's that messy girl bedroom thing, but that wasn't really real bad.
But you gave them some really good tips on how to deal with that, though.
Totes. Get the totes. That's my best defense for for stuff on the floor is when, you're going to have a showing, you just grab the totes, throw all their stuff in that tote and throw it in the closet and don't go to that battle. Much easier.
Because totes look neat.
That's right.
So, ladies and gentlemen, that house, again, 1994 Bobcat Avenue, Southwest in Albany. $254,900. Great house, and you're the only people that know about it. And that's the Real Estate Showcase for this 20th day of December 2012. If you have a question and you would like to get it on the air, just one way to do that? No, you got lots of ways to do that. You can email me here at realestatetalk@kgal.com. You can go on the Facebook fan page, which is probably the easiest way to go on. It's facebook.com/Real Estate Talk on KGAL. Post your question there. You'll get an answer. Trust me, I've got enough other folks that do keep an eye on that website, like Margaret, who will probably chime in and help me answer the questions. So get them there, but we'll also get them here on the show. We do listener questions usually at least once a month. A quick plug. If you are not currently working with a real estate professional and you would like a market analysis on a property, whether you're looking to buy that property or sell that property, send me an email right here at the Real Estate Talk email address, and I will get you a market analysis at absolutely no obligation. Knowledge is power. It's a great piece of information to have, but again, no obligation. Certainly I'd like to be on your team, and if you want an agent that's 100% on your side, that is my commitment to you. I only work with one client in any real estate negotiation. I work with buyers, I work with sellers, but never at the same time. And finally, if you are starting the home buying process, I cannot more strongly urge you to contact Willamette Neighborhood Housing Services, www.w-nhs.org, and take their homebuyer education class. Truly worth it. For you, my faithful radio listeners, if you're not currently working with another real estate agent and you want to take that homebuyer class, just email me here, let me know the date you've signed up for, and I will pay the tuition for you. I strongly believe in the program. I think it is just that good to help you get off on the right foot in the home buying experience, and I would be happy to do that. So again, just contact me here at Real Estate Talk. Okay, I'm Dave Pautsch of RE/MAX Integrity. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, Rick Brewer from the Tile Gallery and the lovely Margaret Asilia from Creative Concepts. Everything you always wanted to know about tile, and you don't have to be afraid to ask. I'm Dave Pautsch. This is Real Estate Talk. We'll be right back.
The highly acclaimed and internationally famous men's a cappella choral group from Yale University is coming to Albany for one concert. The name of the group? Spizwinks?
Ever since I was a young boy, I played that silver ball from Soho down to Brighton. I must have...
Since 1913, the Spizwinks have shown the world that a bunch of college guys sporting sweet harmonies and a strange name are a winning combination. It's a fundraiser for the South Albany High School choirs, sponsored by KGAL and KShow Radio. Tickets available now at South Albany High School, online through KGAL.com or KShow.net. Remaining tickets available at the door. Don't miss this rare opportunity to see and hear the Spizwinks in person. It'll be memorable and great fun, and you'll help out the South Albany High School choral program. The Spizwinks from Yale University, live and in person, Wednesday, January 9th, 7 p.m., Russell Tripp Performance Center, LBCC in Albany.
Sully Stay and Play Doggy Daycare in the North Albany Village really does care about your loving member of the family. Here's Tony Sullivan, local owner and operator.
A happy dog at Sully's is a happy dog at home.
Sully Stay and Play specializes in home-baked doggy treats.
Nowhere else in the valley is there a gourmet dog bakery.
Sully's offers unique pet supplies.
We have the toughest, high-quality leashes, collars, harnesses, and dog toys.
Obedience and training classes.
We also have a certified dog trainer on staff who will train your dog by appointment.
Sully Stay and Play provides exceptional daycare service, and you can watch what's going on.
At Sully's, we have webcams in the play areas. So if you're at work, home, or like one of our customers who was in New York City, you can be there to check on your dog when you're not really there.
And it's safe.
Sully's is a safe environment with trained and caring staff looking out for your best friend. All dogs have to pass a behavior screening test.
Sully Stay and Play Doggy Daycare in the North Albany Village, 1 block north of Highway 20 on North Albany Road.
A happy dog at Sully's is a happy dog at home.
It's the holidays, and not only are you running like crazy from morning to night, you're going home to leftover turkey or grabbing fast food on the run. That's no way to be merry. Tonight, relax and come to Novak's. Enjoy a home-cooked dinner and catch your breath. We've got a fabulously priced all-you-can-eat buffet Monday through Thursday nights, or just order off the menu. Let Novak's put the jolly back in your holiday dinner. And make your reservations now for Novak's New Year's Eve Holiday Buffet Extravaganza. We'll have an amazing assortment of appetizers and salads, house-made breads, all your Novak's favorites, plus prime rib, bubbly, and of course, incredible pastries and desserts, all for only $19.95. We can even help you with the shopping. Stuff those stockings with a gift card from Novak's. It's a happy holiday at Novak's.
Radio for the Mid-Valley's horse lovers, The Horse Show with Rick Lamb, Sunday mornings at 9 on Smart Talk 1580.
Welcome back to Real Estate Talk. I'm Dave Pautsch of RE/MAX Integrity. Real Estate Talk is your only resource on local radio for real estate information right here in Oregon's Mid-Willamette Valley. We are always here on Saturdays, but we get to spend a couple of Thursdays a month here in the Valley Talk time slot. If you've missed a show, if you're looking for information about real estate market trends, go to the website, www.kgal.com, and click on the link for Real Estate Talk. Lots of statistics and numbers there for you, and you can also find those on the Real Estate Talk fan page on Facebook. So, my guests today, I have Margaret Asilia from Creative Concepts and Contracting is back with us for, I think, her 43rd visit here on Real Estate Talk. Margaret's one of my favorite guests, always filled with wonderful information. And then a new guest, Rick Brewer. Rick is from the Tile Gallery. So why don't we start with you, Rick? Tell us a little bit about your business and your background.
Okay, Dave. Thanks for having me. I have been actually in the construction business for at least 12 years, specialized more in the hardwood floor, but now we're focusing on the Tile Gallery. We have really worked at making this a unique store for the actually Willamette Valley area. We carry a huge selection of tiles, but as well as really all interior surfacing.
So countertops, floors,
yes,
everything.
Absolutely. Yeah, so we trying to keep a real good selection, but we're kind of focusing a little more on the higher end. We're trying to be a little different from everybody else, especially in the Salem area.
And you're actually located in the Salem area?
Yes, we're in Kaiser on Cherry, right behind the Bi-Mart.
Okay. But you work the whole Willamette Valley area. Now, do you do sales as well as installation, or just the sales?
I am just in the sales. Yes, we do have installers that we can recommend, but we also do a lot of helping out just DIYers. So I can, always happy to help people out in picking those things and helping them make the right choices for their installation and for the right area of their house.
Okay, and again, your focus, you said mostly on the high-end surfaces. So what kind of things are you talking about when you say the high-end stuff?
Well,
the good stuff.
The good stuff. Yes, absolutely. There's a lot of different tiles. There's a huge selection, but we try to have, some of the more unique designs. Some we're bringing in, actually I'm waiting any day for a new company to have sent us some real unique styles of tile, things you're not going to find anywhere else in the area. And it used to be that, usually, it still is, that if you wanted something different, you had to go to Portland to get that. We want to. So
are you talking about actually different materials, or are you talking about the designs in the tile themselves?
Yeah, more the design, more the specialty kind of things.
And I know, obviously, we're radio, and it'd be easier with graphic pictures to be able to hold up, but can you give us some ideas about what the designs are, or that, what type of stuff we're talking about?
It's different from just the basic body, body tiles. We have. For that, we have a huge selection actually in our showroom. There's we have the full tiles you can see, but these are kind of some unique glass tiles. It's kind of hard to describe how different it is.
Do you have pictures on your website?
We absolutely do, yes.
So what's your website address?
Well, our website is thetilegallery.com, but for these new tiles, I actually have them on our Facebook page, the Tile Gallery. So that's I keep up more on the Facebook.
So we're friends on Facebook.
Yes, we are.
So if I went and I found you, I don't know how to do this while I'm talking on the air, but I could probably find you through my Facebook page as a connection, and somebody could get to the Tile Gallery Facebook page that way.
Yeah, and as well, our on our website, we actually have a link directly to our Facebook site.
So let's talk about what's popular right now. And Margaret, you can kind of chime in on this now. I know there's classic ceramic tile, and I think that's the first thing most people think of. I know the countertops in my kitchen are ceramic tile. They are white, and there's kind of a light gray grout.
And we're going to be getting those changed out here real soon.
Yeah,
Dave.
you know, if my wife could ever make a decision, Margaret, I know they would be changed out.
We're going to get those changed out.
So what other products are there? And let's maybe talk about kitchen countertops and backsplashes, because I think that's a real important design issue before we get to floors.
Well, I have a pretty strong opinion about this. I go to many homes every day, and I see huge problems with how people choose backsplash to go with their granite. And one of my pet peeves is that usually the backsplashes are too busy with busy granite. And if you think it's easy to choose a backsplash, but I'll tell a little story on myself. I'm going through a kitchen remodel right now.
Of your own home?
Of my own home.
Right, we've been kind of watching that
and
online.
I should kind of know what I'm doing because I've done this once or twice.
You should.
So I chose my granite slab. I knew what it looked like. And when you go and purchase a slab, they give you a little chink out of the corner of the slab. And so then I went tile shopping and got my tile, took my tile back to the showroom, checked it with the slab, thought it was going to be perfect, had my granite installed, and said, nope, this tile's not going to work. We're starting over. So number one is granite does look different depending on the light. And you have to have the product in the light that the room is in to really make sure that you have the right backsplash. When you're comparing, two different surfaces, so often I see different undertones, different colorings. It's just, it's horrible. And all the time I get called from people that have installed backsplashes that don't go well with their countertops.
So ideally you put the countertop in and then you maybe pick the tile to match.
Right, but you never want to wait that long because then you have to order a tile.
So can I get you to come to my house with some tile samples, Rick, and kind of do some comparative shopping right there once the countertop's in?
Absolutely, I do that all the time. And that is actually, she made a really good point on the difference for the granite slab can look. In fact, we have some samples at our showroom, but really, if you're going to make a choice for granite, you really need to go and look at the slab itself and pick it. You can't really go off of just a sample because, as I'm sure Margaret recognizes that there's such a huge variety just from one side of the slab itself, and then each slab is going to be different. So when you're choosing that, it's really important you have that slab, and then you can go off of that. And if you can do it where you do your backsplash afterward, that would be great, but as she said, it's usually you're a little more pressed for time.
So it seems to me in the design world, the countertops themselves, I see more and more gravitation away from tile countertops in kitchens. I mean, they're still out there. I've seen granite tile as opposed to slab granite, but I don't see as many tile countertops, but a lot of, the tile backsplashes, and there's so many different choices now, whether you go up 6 inches or all the way up, 8 or 10 or 12 inches up to the cabinetry. The glass tiles, I think, are really cool. There's some really nice designs in that. What are you seeing out in the world?
What a lot of people are looking at when they're coming in is the little mosaics. They have like a mix of glass in stone. People really gravitate toward that. And there is such a huge selection now that actually a lot of people kind of get overwhelmed. They'll think they know what they want selection. So it sometimes it takes them a while to really work that out. But there are some really neat designs. You got the lineal. Now actually you see designs where the lineal going up and down rather than across the
Okay, I haven't really seen those. See, now you know my wife, the love of my life, and she would be even more overwhelmed by the choice.
We'll just give your wife 3 choices. That's
No, you
all
just need to pick it.
I just need your wife to go on vacation so I can finish the kitchen.
See, that's
what I
exactly
need.
right.
Hope you're
That's
not
what I
listening
told you at the
today,
beginning
Linda.
of that project, didn't I?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what I got for my kitchen. I have a light colored granite, and my backsplash has 6 by 12 porcelain tiles that are kind of a cream colored, and then running as a band, I have it's about 1.5 inches, and they're narrow strips, linear, kind of long, and they are stainless steel and kind of a reddish steel color and a amber glass. And it's a mix of stone and glass and metallic. And then behind my stove, then I have strips that are just the metallic stainless, and the other colors are metallic and glass in those. I think it's going to be really stunning.
Did you have any pictures of that yet?
I do not, because my tile's not up yet.
Okay, so when you get pictures of that, you have to post them so we can get them on
I will.
our Facebook page too. Okay.
Okay.
So other new product, and this is before we get too deep in here. I want to, in terms of product types. So there's regular ceramic tile, there's porcelain tile, and you had said, Rick, before we came on the air today, big misunderstanding or misconceptions about porcelain tile.
Right. It used to be what was constituted a porcelain tile was basically what it was made of and the firing. It really a porcelain is a ceramic. It's been fired at higher temperatures, at a higher pressure, so it's much more condensed, and it's usually used kind of the clay dust, and so it's really, really dense. What they now are considering, at least in the United States, they're really trying to get this uniform, is that what is considered porcelain is that it's impervious to water. So it's not so much the makeup of it, which it usually is still basically a ceramic, but it's not so much the makeup of the tile that is considered porcelain, so it's impervious to water. And so there's a lot of confusion sometimes that makers will use it for different, you have different standards for what they call porcelain. But that is something that, in my research and doing that I found it kind of interesting is how they're trying to define that. But so that's it's kind of a neat aspect of it, though, because if you have now what is called porcelain, there's really not much upkeep toward with it.
But what if we talk about grout? And I actually wanted to save grout because that's a big topic to talk about for later in the show. But is there a different type of grout you would use for different products like that?
Well, there again, they have such a large selection of different styles for different uses. You can use the standard grout, but you are going to have to at least seal that. Now they have some that, they have acrylics added to it that make that waterproof. So, it's usually a little bit more expensive, but overall the pricing really, is so small compared to how much easier it's going to be to care for it.
Okay. So it looks like we are just about ready for a break. So we'll take our break, and when we come back, we're going to continue with Rick Brewer from the Tile Gallery and Margaret Asilia from Creative Concepts. This is Real Estate Talk on KGAL.
The Osgood File, sponsored in part by 1-800-Flowers.com. Make someone smile today with 1-800-Flowers Smile Guarantee. In a moment, a special offer for you. This is Charles Osgood. There's a musical instrument that's catching on with some inner-city kids in Atlanta. No, it's not the drums we're talking about. Teens also fantasize about being lead guitar in a rock band. But I have never heard a harp in a rock band. And in Atlanta, there's a whole band of harps. Our CBS News colleague Byron Pitts just had to go check out for himself.
I would think in an urban environment, harp is a hard sell.
Yeah, I kind of thought that at first, but when I walked in, they were kids just loving it.
I'm just so drawn to it. It's like when I get up every day, I just have to play my harp. I love it.
In a moment, Atlanta's Urban Youth Harp Ensemble. It's Christmas time, the time to share the holiday spirit with family and friends. So send something special to someone special in your life. The traditional Christmas centerpiece from 1-800-Flowers.com. This lovely centerpiece is full of fresh roses, lilies, carnations, and Christmas greens, topped with a decorative candle, all hand-arranged by a local florist. I recently received this centerpiece, and what a wonderful way to brighten the table and deliver smiles all around, even before Santa and his elves can get there. For a limited time, 1-800-Flowers.com has a special offer since you listened to the Osgood File. Order the traditional Christmas centerpiece and get a free upgrade to a larger centerpiece. That's more flowers for free, starting at just $29.99, available for same-day delivery. So don't wait. For this and other holiday arrangements, go to 1-800-Flowers.com from your desktop or your mobile device. At the top of the page, click on the radio microphone and enter my last name, Osgood, Osgood. That's 1-800-Flowers.com and enter Osgood. Or you can call 1-800-Flowers and mention Osgood. Did we mention that Kim Walker loves to strike the harp? Once again, here's Byron Pitts.
For 13-year-old Kim Walker and her fellow members of Atlanta's Urban Youth Harp Ensemble, this 47-stringed instrument with its heavenly sound transports them from the challenges of urban life to the satisfaction of mastering this most difficult of instruments.
Is playing the harp cool at all?
Yes.
It is. Why is it cool to play the harp?
Because there's not a lot of kids that play the harp. You have your trumpets and your flautists and the run-of-the-mill percussionists, but who can say, oh, I played the harp?
Carolyn Lund is the artistic director and full-time harp instructor for the program.
Who knew a harp could do all that?
Yeah, I just think it's a magical instrument. I really do.
The Osgood File. Charles Osgood on the CBS Radio Network.
Banking these days can be pretty impersonal. You've got your big banks, your internet banks, your do-it-yourself banks, and your too big to fail banks. That's why you might be interested in an alternative. Willamette Community Bank. Hello, this is Bill Higbee, residential lender. You deserve better service without sacrificing a thing. So if you're feeling underserved, make the switch to the best banking option out there with branches in Albany and Lebanon.
Willamette Community Bank. Service like no other. We promise. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Geico says, let's make life simpler.
It's ironic. Sometimes technology makes life more complicated. Take your TV, for example. How many remote control devices does it take to change a channel? Geico, on the other hand, makes technology work for you. Your laptop, smartphone, tablet, no matter what device you have, no matter where you are, you're never more than a click or call away from Geico. It really is as simple as that.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
This is Brandon Bastardo talking about his Nissan NV Cargo on hidden microphone.
You think they do test these doors?
Yeah, all these are UL rated.
What does that mean?
They have to open it like 1 million times at least.
At least 1 million times? So they close it, and then they open it?
They have a machine that does it.
A machine that opens and closes it? Now that's a job I could do.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm inside the van!
To get more candid opinions from real Nissan NV Cargo owners, visit candidcargo.com. Nissan. Innovation that excites.
Beyond the Beltway with Bruce Dumont. Sunday afternoons on News Talk 1580 KGAL.
Welcome back to Real Estate Talk. I'm Dave Pautsch of RE/MAX Integrity. Today we're talking about tile. Everything you always want to know. We've got Rick Brewer from the Tile Gallery up in Kaiser. We've got Margaret Asilia from Creative Concepts and Contracting. Before the break, we started leading into a discussion about grout. I think the most abused substance in the world. People put down tile, whether it's tile counters or tile floors, and they ignore the grout. And they don't seal the grout, or they put down the wrong kind of grout, the wrong color of grout, and they ignore it, and then it gets gross and disgusting. So tell me everything I need to know about grout.
Well, I think one thing that people don't understand is that lots of times when you have a new tile installation, the installer hasn't necessarily sealed the tile or the grout, because grout has to set before it can be sealed.
Like a day?
At least 2. Most installers I know say 3. If you do some reading, lots of times you'll see up to 2 weeks that they want it to cure. And so that's one thing that if you have new construction or you buy a new home, if in any doubt, I would seal it before you ever use it, because I would say probably 75% of new tile that's put into homes is not sealed. The grout is not sealed.
And actually, I've done new construction walkthroughs, and they tell the homeowner, we have not sealed the tile, you need to seal it. Mm-hmm. And invariably, they don't.
Right, they're moving in, they're busy, it's not top on the list. They're going to do it sometime, and
one glass of grape juice, and that grout's ruined. You got to regrout it, right?
Well, not the whole application, but yeah, it's a problem. And so my question for Rick is, what's the right way to clean grout? Because I have been guilty of using bleach on grout before, and I heard that that's like a big no-no. But then I was reading on the internet, and it says okay to use bleach. So
as we know, if it's on the internet, it has to be.
Yeah, what's the real way to, assuming my grout is sealed, what's the best way to keep it in good condition?
I am not sure there's a wholesale answer for that. I would go to the individual manufacturer and see what they recommend, because there are different kind of, as I mentioned, there's different kinds of grouts that have different ingredients, and for some, it may work just fine, but the chemicals may react poorly. So
if I'm a homeowner, I don't know what grout product I would use.
I probably wouldn't use anything too strong then. If you could use a little cleaner and use a little brush to get in there and try to get just the surface off, but make sure whatever you do after you clean it, make sure you do seal it, and that's going to help you later.
So what do you think about that product that they advertise on TV?
Which one?
It's a grout thing that you just...
I just bought that, and I'm having a client try it this week.
Well, you have to report back.
I will.
Tell us on Facebook.
I will. Because basically that's just like, it looks like you're putting shoe polish on your grout.
Right.
And I have a client that has a little bathroom, and it had some staining and stuff, and I said, will you give this a try? I want to see how it... So I'll let you know how it goes. Basically, you're recoloring, you're dyeing your grout at that point. You can get a grout knife. You can remove grout when it's damaged or stained, and then regrout. I think resealing it more frequently is probably...
How often? I mean, okay, if you actually do, when you buy a home or when you have a tile job done, if you correctly seal it, how often do you have to go back and reseal it?
That all depends on the usage. If you have tile in your entryway, that's going to get a lot of use. That's going to be wearing it down really fast. Depending on the use, it could be maybe once a year, maybe once every 2 years or so. If you, on your backsplash, nobody's walking across it, you're not brushing up on it all the time.
You don't have a 3-year-old.
So it's going to be a little less, but it really all depends on the usage.
Okay.
Well, we have in the bottom of our shower, we have the pebbles that have grout around them. You've probably seen that kind of a look before. And so there's a lot of grout surface there between those pebbles, and we worry about that remaining seals. And so we use a sealer on those that it says it's a 10-year sealer. I don't believe it's a 10-year sealer, and we're doing it every 9 months, year.
Oh,
you get water damage into your shower, that's thousands of dollars of damage.
Because it's not that expensive.
It's really easy
and it's
to
easy
do
to
it.
do.
All you have to do is let the grout thoroughly dry, get it clean, and then reseal it. So when we're getting ready to go on vacation, we'll seal it as soon as we get home because it's thoroughly dried while we're gone.
And how long does it have to set before you can use it again?
Oh, just like 24 hours.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's easy.
So you just use the other bathroom.
Right.
There you go.
Just prevention.
Okay, so we've actually been talking about like kitchen counters and backsplashes kind of a thing. I think flooring tile is probably more common nowadays. Again, you're starting to see a lot of the solid surface counters. We've talked about backsplashes, but flooring tile, are there different choices or any new products in flooring tile that you're seeing, Rick?
Yes, it's there's a lot of porcelain options, and one of the newer styles is the larger format. Like there's a lot of 12 by 24s or 24 by 24 inch. So the larger tiles are kind of the new thing. But what is really neat about the porcelain now in the selection is that if you like the look of stone, but you don't want to have to do that care, the routine maintenance of sealing it, so they make porcelain tiles now that mimic it so well that really I a lot of times have to look just to make sure, look on the back, see is this actual stone. It mimics the slate very, very well. It mimics travertine very well. You can even get tiles that look just like hardwood. So they have gotten so good at mimicking the natural textures and everything, colors, that there's a huge selection now.
And there's some that look like marble as well. And marble is a surface that is difficult to maintain, especially like around fireplaces and things like that. I love the look of marble or granite tiles around a fireplace. In our home, we actually did use a porcelain tile. You would swear that it was a marble, but it was really only... Don't tell everybody that I did that, but
that's okay, Margaret. Nobody's listening. Don't tell her.
But if something spills on that, if there's a fire, pops out, ashes, anything else, you would damage marble permanently. Here, we just can clean it up easily.
Okay, so the house that I own, and Margaret, you've been to my home, the upstairs bathroom, for whatever reason, this builder put in carpet, which I just think is a silly thing to do. So at some point, I'm thinking, I would like to put some tile in there. But you know what? It's a bathroom, and this is Oregon, and right now it's December, and I'm thinking, I am never going to put tile in a bathroom unless I put it in with a heating element in it.
100% agree. 100%.
So, Rick, is that something that how easy, how hard is that to do?
They have, again, there's a lot of choices. They have some that are, you could just roll out the wires. They have some that are just already in a mat. You basically roll the mat out and attach it to the floor, and then you go over that with your leveling. So it kind of just depends on how detailed you're going to be, how big of an area, how the hardest part is going to be the tile than just doing the heated area. You are going to have an electrician. Usually you're going to have to run wires up to the wall, so there's a switch, and you're going to have power to that. But as far as laying out, if you just get the mat, it's going to roll out really easily.
I think that's the best thing in the world.
It's pretty simple.
What people don't realize is that when I have beautiful tile in my bathroom, but it is cold, and it sucks the heat right out of that room.
Oh, it does.
And so I always advise my clients, it's not that much more expensive. It's not, and wouldn't it be nice to have it like a little timer, and so it comes on every morning before you get up?
Worth every penny.
Yeah.
So I want to shift gears a little bit here. We're talking about floor tile and even to some extent kitchen countertop tile installation. And one of the things that I see a lot of time, and we've talked about people who are very handy do-it-yourselfers, and they save a lot of money doing the installation themselves. And other people who say, well, I'm not very handy, I'm hiring it out. So a quick story on me. I decided I was going to put tile in my bathroom. This was at my home in San Diego many, many years ago. I decided I was going to put tile in, and I was going to save some money. I was going to have the tile installed, but I was going to do the prep work. I was going to put the Wonder Board down and do the tear out and put that all down. And I did that, and it was fine, except I did pick the 2 hottest days in August in San Diego that year to do a tile Wonder Board installation in a room that was, maybe 4 by 6 on the hottest days of the year with no ventilation in the room, and I promise you I will never do that again. What is your view on installation? And I want to talk about it from the perspective of maybe different materials or different types, different installation types that you want to make sure professionals install it. Other things are maybe within your capability. What tools, what skills do you need to do a professional job? So I throw that to the both of you.
My first reaction to this is, while I enjoy watching them, a lot of those home shows have given homeowners expectations that are probably not real accurate. They push for that, go as cheap as you can and then do it yourself, and it's going to look like a professional. In reality, that's not such the case. There are situations where you can probably do a decent job, in small areas, but there are especially some very important aspects a lot of people don't recognize. I didn't even recognize before getting in full tile full time. Is how water can seep through if you don't do installs right. So showers, I would never ever recommend a DIYer do it themselves. There's just so many ways that tile can get through if you don't have the preparation right, not using the right materials, and you can have thousands of dollars in repair down the road. So there are, any wet areas, bathrooms, if you don't have that prepared right, you don't have the right materials. There's even just preparation for putting the tile down. No matter what floor it is, your floor is only as good as the subfloor. If that is not done right, if that's not prepared right, you're going to have issues with your floor, whether it's hardwood, tile, vinyl, anything.
And that's why you see those cracked tiles sometimes. It's like, why is that in the middle of the floor? There's got 3 cracked tiles there. Probably a bad subfloor, don't you think, Rick?
Yes. It could be a bad subfloor. It could be not the correct amount of thin set put on it. It could be too thick in some areas and too thin in areas. There's really, if you want the right look, if you want it to look good and you want it maybe for selling your home later down the road, having a professional do it really, in my opinion, is the right way to go. If you're going to just be in your home forever and you want to save a little money,
that is the kid's problem.
That's right.
And one thing about having a professional do it, I don't install tile. I have in the past, and the first time that I used a professional, I had already purchased the tiles, and I had him come, and I said, here's the tile, do this backsplash. And I came back, and he had done some different artistic things that made it more polished, more professional, and usually they are craftsmen, and they have an eye, and they're able to see how it would look a little bit better. Maybe having, if you have a band around the shower, is that a 2-inch band? Is that a 3-inch band? Is it a 4-inch band? Well, not every do-it-yourselfer has the capability to see the finished product before it's done, and using a professional is just usually money ahead, I think. I know our installer charges $5 a square foot for flat surfaces, $7 for vertical. It really isn't that expensive.
And as a realtor, I honestly, my perspective is, if you can do it to a professional standard, if you have done it over and over and over again, and it's going to look professional when you're done, great. Save the money and do it yourself. For most of us, I don't have the time or the money to do it 100 times before I can get it to look professional. It's going to be better for me to hire somebody, because at the end of the day, when buyers are walking into the home to look at the home that you're selling, they're going to notice the quality of workmanship for some of those things, especially if it is well below a professional standard. So you're not making yourself any money by saving yourself a couple of bucks up front.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So we are wise. We are wise here on Real Estate Talk, ladies and gentlemen. That's all I can say. So Rick, really quick, people are listening to the show. Let's say somebody goes, I want to find out more about this tile gallery place. How can they get in touch with you?
Well, again, thetilegallery.com. You can also find us on Facebook, The Tile Gallery. You can email me. My email is rick@thetilegallery.com, so it's simple. Our phone number is 503-983-4502, and you can give us a call. And we do free, estimates, so we can come and kind of help you out in doing a design if you want, picking out your choices. But all the information is on both our website, our Facebook page. So we have multiple ways of getting in contact with us. And again, as brought out, we're located on Cherry, right behind the Bi-Mart in Kaiser.
Great. And Margaret, if somebody needs some help with some design choices for tile, how can they get in touch with you?
Our website is creativeconceptsandcontracting.com. My phone number is 503-881-0886. And if you Google Home Stager in Albany, Oregon, you'd find me, that's for sure.
And in either case, folks, if you need the information, just contact me, and I will put you in touch with both of these wonderful professionals. Okay, so let's kind of summarize a little bit everything you always want to know about tile. If there was one takeaway, Rick, that you wanted people who were listening to the show, if this is the one thing that you wanted them to remember after we go off the air, what would it be?
It would probably just be it's good to have an idea of what you want because there is such a huge selection, and people can get overwhelmed often when they see how many choices they have. But we have, you get a professional to help you. I have an eye for design, but you can get a professional like Margaret who can actually help you with the whole program or your entire project. And that'll help you, a long way in just getting a really nice look and having something that you can show off to other people.
And Margaret, what's your big takeaway?
When you're installing a hard surface like tile, remember that it's a long-term product and that you want to get up every day and look at that product and love it forever. So don't choose something that is so outrageous or taste specific that you're not going to like it in 5 years. And that's where a professional can help guide. No, I'm not saying have something boring, dull. I mean, my kitchen's going to be anything but dull, but do I think I'm going to love it for a long time? Yes. Can I change it a little bit if I don't like it? Yes.
Well, and my view on that's just a little bit different, is that every homeowner at some point is probably going to be a seller. Mm-hmm. So it depends on why you're doing this home improvement project. If you are doing this home improvement project for you to enjoy, then that's a slightly different idea than if you are doing this home improvement project for you to prepare your house to sell. And as you know, Margaret, we see a lot of homeowners who are getting ready to sell. That's what brings them in touch with us, is they're preparing their house to sell. And personalizing it too much, but you still want to have some character and some design to it. So again, hiring a professional is probably the way to go in most cases, unless you have those skills yourself. And the last thing I want to end with is, if you're going to do bathroom tile, heated tile, folks, do it. It is the best thing in the world, especially on a cold morning like this when you go in the middle of the night. So we're going to take our last break. When we come back, it will be time for the market update. My big thanks to Rick Brewer of the Tile Gallery and Margaret Osilia of Creative Concepts. This is Real Estate Talk on KGAL.
The Customs of Christmas. A custom of Christmas is exchanging gifts. But do you know where the idea originated? I'll tell you in a moment.
Find yourself in the Old West at Kirk's Ferry Trading Post Restaurant and Bar in Brownsville. Experience the Western spirit and taste of home with a rustic Americana menu cooked by the wood fire oven. Burgers, pizza, and ribs are great during the week. Barbecue chicken, prime rib, and ribeye steaks will suit your fancy on Saturdays. Plan your New Year's Eve now. Kirk's will have a live band to make the evening unforgettable. Open Monday through Saturday, except Tuesdays, is Kirk's Ferry Trading Post in Brownsville. For more info, visit kirksferry.com.
A custom of Christmas, the exchanging of gifts, most of us attribute to the gifts brought to the Christ child by the shepherds and the wise men. Actually, the custom wasn't widely practiced until the 12th century in England, when gifts were exchanged on both Christmas and New Year's Day. Kings and nobles had a scale of presents, usually money, for those in their retinue. The gifts they exchanged among themselves were something else, with everybody trying to outdo everybody else. For example, in 1236, Henry III of England's gift from the King of Spain was a live elephant. Exchanging presents at Christmas, though not necessarily live elephants. Another of the customs of Christmas.
The Mennonite Village presents Memories of Christmas.
I can remember about every year I played the part of Santa. So I get my big red costume on and come out, talk with the residents with my ho-ho-ho voice and pass out presents, and we feed them little refreshments and things like that.
That is Bev Knox, a longtime employee at the Mennonite Village. Bev continues.
We had this one resident who was just a little tiny guy. He loved candy canes, I guess, and I hadn't realized that until we were at the party. We had given him a candy cane. He could hardly hold it with his hand, but he could stick it in his mouth and hold it in his mouth, and he had moved it back and forth enough that he had all this red candy all the way around his mouth and down his chin and everything. Just seeing him sitting there enjoying that candy cane so much, it's small things like that that really make it fun for the residents.
Memories of Christmas, brought to you by the folks at the Mennonite Village.
The Subaru Share the Love event is going on now at John and Phil Subaru in Corvallis. Save with Subaru deals at the only Subaru dealer in the Mid-Willamette Valley. From the coast of the Cascades, Corvallis to Albany, John and Phil Subaru has the new compact SUV to the pet-friendly family wagons and high-performance cars to outdoor sports like skiing and fishing, and one of the safest vehicles in the automotive world, all help make Subaru the world's top-selling four-wheel drive vehicle. Buy now during the Subaru Share the Love event going on now at John and Phil Subaru in Corvallis off Highway 99W at 800 Northwest 5th Street in Corvallis.
If it happens overnight, Eric and Gary have it live during Red Eye Radio on Smart Talk 1580 KGAL.
Welcome back to Real Estate Talk. I'm Dave Pautsch of RE/MAX Integrity. We're going to finish today's show with the real estate market update. And before I do, again, I want to thank my guest today, traveling all the way from Kaiser, Rick Brewer from the Tile Gallery, and Margaret Asilia from Creative Concepts and Contracting, who, well, she works all over the area. She's staging houses in Corvallis and Albany and Lebanon and Salem and just about everywhere. And by golly, those houses sell, don't they? Actually, your mic's not on, so you can just nod your head, Margaret. It's fine. So we're going to jump into the market update. We'll start in Corvallis, where inventory is up 3 from our last report. Today, 127 active listings. The average asking price, $356,587. 112 homes have sold in the last 3 months. That's up 2. Currently, 3.4 months of inventory is available. The median sold price over the past 90 days has dipped slightly. Today, $241,450. The average, $154.96 per square foot. And on average, homes are spending 102 days on the market in Corvallis from listing to close a sale. So in my mind, Corvallis, a very hot market, pretty much in every price category. In Lebanon, 66 homes are available for sale. That's down 2. The median asking price is flat at $155,450. Over the last 3 months, 45 homes have sold. That is up 2. And the median sold price also up today at $120,000. $87.18 per square foot is the average, and 147 days on the market from listing to close is also the average time on market. 4.4 months of inventory is available in Lebanon today. And I will tell you quite honestly, folks, if you are priced under $150,000 and your price is right for the market and the house is in good condition, it's going to sell. It is Lebanon is a fast-moving market, especially in that under $150,000 price range. So if you are thinking about listing your home for sale in Lebanon in that price range, please give me a call. I will give you the right number, and we can get it sold for you, because it's just a screaming market over there as well. Finally, to Albany, where inventory is flat, 238 listings. The average asking price is down, $187,437. 163 homes have sold in the last 90 days. That is a move up of 4 from the last report, and the median sales price also up just a hair today at $171,285. Homes are spending 136 days on the market from listing to close, and the average dollar per square foot value is up slightly at $107.43. Today, 4.38 months of inventory. So all 3 of our local markets, technically, by the numbers, are sellers' markets. Prices are still remaining relatively flat, but there is lots of activity even right now as Christmas is coming up in the next week. Lots of things are moving. Lots of buyers are out there actively making offers. So if you're thinking about selling, talk to your real estate professional. If you want a market analysis and you don't have somebody else to talk to, call me. And again, that's realestatetalk@kgal.com. That's the market update for this 20th day of December, 2012. This is actually the final market update for 2012. Next week, we would be on air the 29th, and that's going to be a best of show, as I'm going to be spending what I believe is some well-deserved Christmas time with my family. So we will see you when we're back after the first of the year. If you've got a question, get it to us on Facebook or email me at realestatetalk@kgal.com. I'm Dave Pautsch of RE/MAX Integrity. That's the last show for 2012. See you in 2013. And Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, whatever you celebrate it with joy, and have a great...
Your first choice in local news, sports, and smart talk. This is News Talk 1580 KGAL, Lebanon, Albany, Corvallis.